In today's training, we're going to be talking about the Sandbox Mobile App. Now, the Sandbox Mobile App is Sandbox's proprietary dispatching app, and it's what we utilize to dispatch as well as manage all loads. So, all drivers that run for Sandbox must download and utilize this app. For this training, you will want to make sure that you have a working cellular device and that it is up to date and has a working camera. Now, during this training, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of this app, starting with downloading the app, requesting loads, and even completing loads. I'm also going to go over a few other features that are in this app. One of the new features that you will see in this app is our digitized BOL. Now, no longer do you have to fill out a BOL by hand. Our digital BOL will be created in the app and will attach itself to the load. Again, you still want to make sure that all information is correct. Now, if there's ever an instance in which you still need to fill out a handwritten BOL, there is a separate training on ISNet that will walk you through how to fill out and submit a paper BOL. Now, as you will hear many times in this training, never use your mobile device while operating a motor vehicle. Again, if you ever need to use your mobile device, make sure to park and be in a safe area before using your mobile device. Now, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into the app. Prior to downloading the app, you will want to be sure that you have completed your full Sandbox orientation. The first step is to open up your mobile device. Once you open up your mobile device, you will want to go into your App Store. In the search bar in your App Store, search for Sandbox Mobile App. Once the app pops up, you will download the app. Once the application is downloaded, you will want to open the app. Once the app is opened, you will see a location permission disclosure pop up. Location services are required to be turned on while using the Sandbox mobile app. Location is required to better help our dispatch team manage and dispatch loads while you are on your shift. Location access is required to be turned on while a driver is on their shift. You will not be able to enter the app until these settings are changed in your device. In order to change the settings in your device, you will want to open up your settings on your mobile device. Once your settings are opened, you will want to go to the Sandbox mobile app and change the location services. There will be a few different choices. In order to operate the app, you must click the Always Allow. Once this has been selected, you can go back to the Sandbox mobile app. Now, reopen the Sandbox mobile app. If this is your first time to sign in to the Sandbox mobile app, you will first want to register using the link at the bottom of the screen. However, prior to registering a new account, each driver must first complete the full Sandbox orientation on ISNet. Once orientation has been complete, you will then be able to register a new driver. Once you click on the register link, it will then bring up the application's terms and conditions. Please be sure to read through all of the rules and conditions that are listed here. Once you have completed reading through, please click the Accept button to move forward. Once the terms and conditions have been accepted, you will then be prompted to enter your phone number. Please enter your full phone number with the area code and click Next. Once you click Next, you will be prompted to enter in a verification code. This verification code will be sent to you via SMS text message. In order to receive text messages from the Sandbox mobile app, be sure to have your short code messages enabled on your smart device and from your carrier. If for any reason you are not receiving text messages from the Sandbox mobile app, you may need to text help to 45735. This will then enable the short code messages on your smart device and will allow for the Sandbox mobile app to text you back on your device. You will then want to exit the Sandbox Mobile App and go to your messaging center on your mobile device. There you will see that you have been sent a verification code. You will want to copy this verification code and reopen the Sandbox Mobile App. Once the application has been reopened, you will enter the code in the space provided. Once entered, click Next to proceed. Once your verification code has been accepted, you will then be prompted to create a new password. Passwords for this system must meet these 4 requirements listed below and have at least 8 characters, 1 capital letter, 1 number, and 1 of the following symbols. On the right-hand side of where you enter the password, you can see a small I symbol. If you click this symbol, you will be able to see what you are writing in the password area. As you can see here, my password is password with an exclamation mark and a number 8. There are also 2 capital letters. This password meets all 4 of the requirements. As you can see, once you meet the requirements for the password, the requirements will turn green. Once you have entered your password, in the top and bottom section, you will then click Create Password. If your password is successful and passes the requirements, you will see a screen come up saying Success and that your password has been successfully created. Once your password has been successfully created, it will prompt you back to the home screen. On the home screen, you will now want to sign in to the Sandbox app. You will do this by entering your phone number as well as the password that you just created. If you click the Remember Me button at the bottom, this will remember your phone number for the next time that you log in. If you have forgotten your password, you can click the Forgot Password link down below. I will now click this to show you what it looks like. Once you click the Forgot Password link, it will then ask for 2 different things. It will ask for your phone number and your CDL number. This is your commercial driver's license number. Enter both of these numbers into the sections provided. Once they have been entered, click Get Code. This will then send a verification code to your mobile device via SMS text message. You will then want to go back to your messaging center on your mobile device and copy the verification code that was sent to you. You will then open up the Sandbox mobile app and enter the verification code. You will then click Next to proceed. Once the verification code has been accepted, it will then prompt you to create a new password. Again, follow the same requirements as before to create your password. Once you have entered your password, in the upper and lower section, please click Reset Password. Then, if your password is accepted, you will then see the success screen notifying you that your password has been saved successfully. This will then prompt you back to the home screen. Here on the home screen, you will want to enter your phone number as well as the password you have just created. Once this has been entered, you will click the Login button to enter your account. Once you log in, you will see our No Call, No Text, No Ticket screen. This is a reminder for all drivers to never use your mobile device while operating a motor vehicle. Again, as a commercial driver, it is illegal to operate any mobile device while operating your vehicle. Anytime that a mobile device must be used, you must be parked in a safe area. Again, you as the driver are responsible to never use a mobile device while operating your vehicle. Failure to comply may result in local, state, or federal citations or fines. Please read over the No Call, No Text, No Ticket screen and accept. Once you click Accept, you may receive a pop-up notification if you do not have your push notifications enabled for the Sandbox mobile app. Be sure to always have notifications turned on for the Sandbox mobile app. This will ensure that you receive a notification to your phone anytime that you are sent a load or a message and you are not currently in the app. These alerts will pop up even when you are not using your phone and will also have an alert sound. So be sure to always have notifications turned on for your device. It will then bring you to your driver's home screen. If this is your first time to sign in, you will then need to fill in all of the information. The first question is if you have a truck. You will then click yes or no. If you do have a truck, you will then enter the truck number and click next. The next section will ask you if you have a chassis. If you have a chassis, click yes. If you do not, click no. If you clicked yes, it will then ask you what type of chassis that you have. Again, there are 4 different prefixes to the chassis number. Be sure to select the one that applies to your chassis. Once selected, you will then enter in the chassis number. Once all information has been entered, you can click Next to proceed. The next section will ask you about your box. If you have a box, click Yes. If you do not, click No. If you have a box, you will then be asked, what is your box status? Whether you are empty or loaded. Please select one of these options. Once one of these options is selected, you will then be prompted to pick a box type. Again, there are a few different prefixes to choose from. This will show what type of box you have. Once you have selected, you will then be prompted to enter in the box number. Once all of the information has been entered, click Next to proceed. Once all of your truck, chassis, and box information have been entered into the app, you will then be asked if you are ready to start your shift. If you are ready to start your shift, click Start Shift. Once you have selected to start your shift, you will see a new screen appear. On this screen, you will see a button that says Request New Load. If you are ready to be assigned a new load, you will then click this link. This will send an indication to our dispatch that you are ready to be dispatched on a load. Once you have requested a load, you will now wait for dispatch to send you a new load. Once dispatch sends you the new load information, you will get a message pop-up come at the top of your screen, letting you know that you have been assigned a load. You will want to go back to the load screen on the Sandbox Mobile App. Here, you will now see a countdown timer. This timer represents the remaining amount of time that you have to either accept or reject the load. Underneath this timer, you will see the customer name, as well as the origin and destination. You can see there are links on this page indicating where the loading facility is and where the well is. The origin is the sand facility in which you will be picking up the load. If you click on the blue link, you will see the address, latitude and longitude, and any directions if applicable. Sometimes in these sections, there will be important notes about the load. These notes may contain specific speed limits for lease roads, any possible one-way roads, CB channels that may be used to communicate on the lease road, or any other pertinent information that you may need to know for this load. Also, on the destination, if you click the blue link, you will also be able to see the latitude and longitude and any directions if applicable. Always be sure to follow any directions that are provided. Be sure not to deviate from these directions. Once you have looked over all of this information, you will either reject or accept the load. For the purposes of this training exercise, I will reject this load. As you can see, once I reject the load, it immediately takes it away from my load screen and sends me a notification that I rejected the load. This will also send a notification to dispatch, letting them know that I have rejected the load. Once you reject a load, you will not be able to request another load until dispatch also rejects the load in their system. This may take a while in some instances. This is something that I do not recommend doing if possible. If a load is rejected, the process to be assigned another load can take quite some time. So try not to reject any loads if possible. Once dispatch has accepted that you have rejected the load, you will then receive an additional notification that they have rejected it. You will see here with the pop-up notification. Once dispatch has rejected your load, you will then be able to request a new load. Once a new load is requested, you will get a notification once dispatch assigns a load. You will then go back to the load screen and the same information will be on this screen. You will have 15 minutes to accept or reject the load. We will now accept this load. Once you have accepted a load, you will then be asked to verify all of your information. Here you want to make sure that your box number, chassis number, and truck number are all correct. If they are correct, you will then click Continue. Once you have accepted the load, you will see the screen change, and your load will now be on the load screen. Here, you are able to access the origin and destination directions and address at any time by clicking the blue link next to the name. You will then follow the loading process. As you complete steps, you will see check marks next to the step in the process. As you can see here, since we have accepted the load, there is a check mark next to the accepted. You will now head to the loading facility. Once you arrive at the loading facility, you will click the Arrive button. Once you click the Arrive button, you will then be asked to confirm your arrival at the loading facility. This will then stamp the time that you arrived at the loading facility. You will also be given any sand POs that may be required to pick up the load, as well as the type of sand or proppant that you will be picking up. At this time, you can start the loading process. Be sure to check in with the people at the sand facility. If this is your first time at the sand facility, please be sure to understand the procedure to loading at each loading facility. You can always ask the people at the loading facilities if there is any specific procedure that you must follow. At the lower right corner of your screen, you can see that there is a messaging tab. In this section, you can communicate with our dispatch team. Good types of messages to send in this section are updates on wait times at loading facilities or well sites. Also, if there are any accidents along any roadways. This section helps let our dispatch team know what's going on the ground. Be sure to let them know if you see any issues happening while on your load. This section is to help our dispatch team better manage what's going on the ground. The messaging center is not designed to ask for loads or load information. Any load information or requests for loads can be done on the load screen. The messaging center is to either help out with issues or for drivers to let our dispatch know about things that are happening at well sites or loading facilities. Messages that are sent from our dispatch in this section will also be sent to you via SMS text message. Once you have completed the loading process and are fully loaded and have received a sand ticket from the loading facility, you will want to make sure to write both the box number and the load number on the sand ticket. Again, always make sure that both the box number and the load number are always written on the sand ticket prior to handing the sand ticket to the operator on location. Once you have received your sand ticket from the loading facility, you will then click the Depart button. This will then bring you to the next page in which you will be asked information that is on the sand ticket. Here, you will want to enter the net weight of the load, as well as the gross weight of your truck and the load, and your tare weight, which would be your empty truck and trailer weight. You will also enter the sand ticket number. In this section, you can write letters or numbers. All of the numbers that need to be entered can be found on the sand ticket given to you by the sand facility once loading is complete. Once you have entered all of the information above, you will then click the Add Image link. This will then prompt you to add a picture of your sand ticket. This will give you two options. You can either take a picture or you can use a file from your photo library. For either option, you will have to click Allow Access for the Sandbox Mobile App to access your camera or photo library. Anytime that you are taking a picture, be sure that the picture is clear and that you are able to read it. If you aren't able to read all of the information on the sand ticket, please take another picture and resubmit. Again, always keep in mind, if you can't read it, neither can our dispatch team. Once your image has been uploaded, you can then click the Done link below. Anytime that an image is sent, you will see an indication in the top right corner next to your profile link. If I click this, you will see that I now have 0 pending images. This is because I have good service and am on Wi-Fi. If you are in an area with poor service, the image will be held here until your phone has better service and is able to send the image. At the end of your shift every day, make sure that all images have been sent and that you also have 0 pending images. Once all of this information has been recorded and a good picture of your sand ticket has been sent off, you will then see a check mark next to the Depart Loading Facility, and you can now head to the well site. Once you arrive at the well site, you will then click the Arrive button. You will then be asked to confirm your arrival at the well site. This will then timestamp your time of arrival. Prior to arriving at the well location, be sure to have any and all paperwork completely filled out, and also that everything is in order and ready to be given to the operator at the well site. Once you arrive on location and pull up to the loading tab where your box will be unloaded, you will then get with the operator on location. Once you are with the operator on location, you can then press the Deliver button on the load screen. This will then bring you to a new screen and a pop-up notification will appear. This notification is to remind you that you must now hand your mobile device and the sand tickets over to the on-site operator. Once you hand over your device to the operator on-site, they will be able to see your load details screen. On this screen, the on-site operator will be able to see an image of the uploaded sand ticket, as well as all of the other load details. All of this information will be uploaded into your digital BOL. This screen will act as your BOL and will be what the on-site operator will use to verify all of the information for your load. The on-site operator will need to verify that the sand ticket they were given, as well as the one in the image, are the same, and that all of the other load details are also correct. They will also be checking that the box number and load number is clearly written on the sand ticket. The operator on location will need to verify the destination or the well site supposed to be delivered to, as well as the sand type, box number, and the sand ticket number. If for any reason the information on the load detail screen is not correct, the operator may reject the load and tell the driver to contact dispatch to fix the issues. So, always make sure that everything is correct. Once the on-site operator has verified all of the information on the load details screen and confirmed that the sand ticket is correct and has the box number and load numbers written on it clearly, they can then click Proceed to Sign. This will bring them to a new screen and a pop-up notification will appear. This pop-up notification is to remind the operator to verify all load information before signing. Always double check and verify all of the details on the sand ticket as well as the load details page. They must all have the same information on them. Once you click Proceed to Sign, it will bring you to a new screen. On this screen, you will see 2 boxes that must be filled in. The first one is the on-site coordinator's name. In this space, the on-site coordinator will write in their full first and last name. Once they have done that, they can then add their signature in the box below. Again, there are 2 buttons, Clear and Save. If you mess up on your signature, you can always clear it. However, once you click Save, you are unable to edit the signature again. So make sure that your signature is clear and legible prior to clicking Save. Once you have a good signature, click Save. Once the on-site operator has signed and saved their signature, they can then click the Marked as Delivered button. Once this is pressed, it will bring you to a new screen and a pop-up notification will appear. This pop-up notification is a reminder for the operator that they have completed their portion and can now hand back the mobile device and signed sand ticket to the driver. so that they can fill in their empty box information and complete their load. It will then bring you to a new screen and will ask if you have picked up any empty boxes. The driver will then fill in all of the empty box information. Here you can select from 0, 1, or 2 boxes. For this training video, I will select 1 box. You will then be asked to pick the box type. This will show what type of box you are picking up. You will then also need to enter the box number. Once all of this information has been entered, you will then be able to click Done. Once you click Done, it will bring you to a new screen. On this screen, you will see that there are check marks on all of the different steps for this load. It will also now show a check mark on the delivered section. It will also timestamp this section once you have completed your load. You will also see that there is a signed BOL attached. This is the digital BOL that was created by the Sandbox Mobile App. Once your app is refreshed and the load has been completed, you will then be able to request a new load. Once a new load is requested, you will then continue to follow these steps for your next load. In the top right corner of your screen is the link to access your profile for the Sandbox Mobile App. Once you click it, it will bring you to a new page. On this page, you will see your full name, your CDL number, or your commercial driver's license number, and your carrier that you are currently assigned to and running for. Underneath your carrier's name, you will see a link titled Change My Carrier. If you click this link, it will alert you that you need to contact dispatch if a carrier change is needed. Also, it states that any load payment questions need to be directed to the carrier that you are currently assigned to. The next section is the Change Password tab. If you press this tab, it will bring you to a new screen. On this screen, you can change your password for the app. Keep in mind, if you change your password in this link, you will also need to enter your current password. However, if you do not know your current password, you can always use the Forgot Password link, as we showed earlier in this training. The next link down is your past load information. Here you can find any and all information on any loads that have been previously completed. This is also where you will go if you need to re-upload any images of paperwork for a load after it has been submitted. To avoid having to resubmit images, please make sure that any images that are uploaded are clear and easy to read. Here, you can also search for loads using the load number. Be sure to always keep load numbers in case you need to find one later. In this section, your most previous loads that you have completed will be at the top. You can click any of these loads to pull up the load information. In the load information, you can see your origin, destination, the sand PO, proppant type, and the net weight of the load. Also, you can see the images that were uploaded for this load. The final link at the bottom of the screen will be the link to log out of your account. Once you have completed your shift for the day, you will always want to make sure to end your shift in the Sandbox Mobile App. Once you have ended your shift, you will also want to log out of the Sandbox Mobile App. This will prevent anyone from possibly thinking that you are still available for a load when you are off duty. Examples for this may be any time that you are taking days off or a long break that you will not be working. This link will be used anytime that you need to log out of your account. You will see a space asking if you have any additional paperwork to upload. Types of paperwork that may be uploaded in the additional paperwork may be a BOL or secondary sand ticket, if applicable. If you click No, you will then be able to finish this load. For this training video, I will click Yes to upload additional paperwork. In most instances, Additional paperwork will not need to be uploaded. However, some customers may still require a paper BOL or additional paperwork be submitted with the load. In this section is where you would upload that paperwork if needed. If you must upload a document, click Yes to upload the additional paperwork. The process is the same as you did earlier with the sand ticket. Once the document is uploaded, you will then need to enter in any number that is associated with that document. Once all of the information has been entered in this section, you will then see that the Mark as Delivered button will be able to be pressed. If everything is correct, you can then click Mark as Delivered. If for any reason you are unable to complete a load after you have loaded a box and departed the loading facility and submitted the paperwork, you are able to split a load. Once you depart the loading facility, an icon will appear in the top right corner of the load screen. This icon will say Split Load. A split load is any time that a driver that loaded the box is unable to deliver the load to the well site, and a separate driver will then be assigned to the load to deliver to the well site. Load pay for these types of loads will be split between the two drivers. If the situation ever occurs in which you are unable to deliver a box after it is loaded, you will press the Split Load button. This will then send a message over to our dispatch team that a split load has been requested. Once you do this, you will then see that you no longer have the ability to select Arrive at Well Site, and it will show that a split load is pending. Once the split load request has been approved by our dispatch team, you will then see the load disappear and you will be able to request a new load if needed. From time to time, you may receive a pop-up message when signing into the Sandbox Mobile App. This pop-up message is an indication that you will need to update the Sandbox Mobile App. There are two different pop-ups that may appear. This first pop-up, you are able to either go to your App Store to download the update, or you can press OK. If you press OK, it will let you bypass and you won't need to update at this time. However, the other pop-up only has one option, which is to go to the App Store and download the update. At this time, you will need to click the button, and it will bring you to your App Store, where you can download the update. Once you download the update, you will be able to enter the Sandbox app and sign in as usual. I hope that this training video has better helped you understand the ins and outs of the Sandbox mobile app. Now, a few key takeaways. Location services must always be turned on. Also, push notifications must always be turned on. Again, you don't want to miss a load because you didn't have your notifications turned on. Another key point is to always make sure that your box number and load number are written on your sand ticket prior to handing it to the operator on location. Again, always make sure that both your box number and load number are on the sand ticket. Always be sure to check all information that you enter, whether that's your chassis number, box number, anything that you enter, make sure that it is correct before you submit. Also, any images that you upload into the app, make sure that you can read them. Again, make sure that the images are clear. If you can't read them, neither can our dispatch. Next is our messaging portal can be used to let dispatch know about any things that you're seeing out in the field, whether they're potential hazards or long wait times. Next is always follow all of the directions that we provide. Again, never deviate from the directions that we provide. Now, the last and the most important thing is to never use your mobile device while operating your motor vehicle. As a CDL driver, it is your responsibility to not use your mobile device while operating your motor vehicle. If you need to use your mobile device, make sure that you're parked and in a safe area prior to using it. Always remember, it can wait. Now, I'd like to thank you again for watching this video and remind you, be safe and courteous out on the road. You never know who's driving next to you. And always remember, nobody gets hurt today.